It was the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, actually the day after, so it would fall on Saturday, the Jewish Sabbath, and also Simchat Torah, the day when Jews celebrate reading the Torah. We'd just seen President Biden preside over a prisoner swap in exchange for $6 billion in freed up money to Iran. This was also after Biden's 2021 delivery of nearly $400 million to the Palestinian Authority, which experts have been warning would help Hamas and cause them to organize more terrorist attacks. Tensions had reportedly been escalating, yet Israel was caught off guard, and so it seems were we. As Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, Hamas is ISIS. I would go further to say that in helping Hamas, however indirectly, by telling Iran that it was about to be $6 billion richer, we gave aid and comfort to our own and to Israel's enemy. Now, after the worst attack on Israel since the Holocaust, we know that Iran, the number one state sponsor of terrorism, spent weeks, months, more likely, even longer, plotting all of this with Hamas. On Monday, Joe Biden put a lid on the day early and attended a barbecue that night. He must not have been overcome with curiosity about how this huge, well-orchestrated attack could have happened without the knowledge of either America or Israel, the countries with arguably the best intelligence agencies in the world. Have we perhaps been spending too much time trying to ferret out those dangerous Trump supporters, maybe who are going to church or being at bingo games? How on earth could the U.S. not have known that Iran was working with Palestinian terrorists on this attack? According to The Guardian, it's a real mystery why Israeli intelligence appears to have had no idea this was coming. They explained it that Israel's surveillance of Gaza is intense. It monitors activity, communications, and daily life by way of state-of-the-art surveillance equipment, including drones flying over the Strip. It also relies on human intelligence by way of informants, many of whom are blackmailed or otherwise coerced into assisting Israel. Sadly, that's just the way covert operations work here as well. The intelligence failure is monumental, they went on to report, and it'll shake the Israelis' public faith in their government and army's ability to protect civilians. As Eli Marin, a former head of the Israeli Navy, said, all of Israel is asking itself, where is the Israeli Defense Forces? Where are the police? Where's the security? Retired Israeli General Amir Avivi said that without a foothold in Gaza, Israeli security forces have relied on technological means to gather intelligence, and Gaza militants have found ways to evade these. They've gone back to the Stone Age, he said. Avivi also said that Israeli security services were wrong about Hamas's intentions. Israel's security establishment has in recent years increasingly seen Hamas as an actor interested in governing, seeking to develop Gaza's economy, and improving the standard of living for Gaza's 2.3 million people. He and others say the truth is that Hamas, which calls for Israel's total destruction, still sees that aim as its priority. And now we've seen which of those views turned out to be right. They're really just dirty terrorists. But that still doesn't explain how such a devastating, multifaceted attack could have been planned without the knowledge of Israeli and American intelligence. The Associated Press reported the weekend's assault, which caught Israel off guard on a major Jewish holiday, and plunges their intelligence reputation into doubt and raises questions about the country's readiness in the face of a weaker but more determined foe. Chief Military Spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said the Army owes an explanation, but for now, first we fight, then we investigate. As reported in The Hill, U.S. intelligence officials refused to call this an intelligence failure. On Sunday, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken sidestepped the question.
You acknowledge it was an intelligence failure?
We will have plenty of time the Israelis will have plenty of time to look into that. All of us will have time to look into that. The focus now has to be on making sure that Israel has what it needs to deal with this attack and to make sure that its citizens are safe and secure. That's the entire focus.
Well, he told Fox News Sunday host Shannon Bream that there will be a time and place to look back on exactly how this happened, who knew what and when, but that moment is not now while we're still in the throes of the attack. As your reporting just showed, this is still ongoing. Well, I beg to differ, but Blinken is stalling for time until he and his people can devise the story they want us to swallow. And quite frankly, Americans are sick of that. As for the Iranians, they've certainly had their own spies in place, As you may have read, Biden's chief envoy to Iran, Robert Malley, was involved in a high-level Iranian spy ring that was busted in D.C. Sean Hannity addressed this on Monday with guests former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman and Florida Congressman Mike Waltz, who called this an absolute intelligence failure. Waltz expressed concern that we were actually picking things up. And then you've got so many Iran sympathizers in the Biden administration that they were just simply looking away. According to the congressman, Robert Malley, who was the chief negotiator for the Iran deal under both Biden and Obama, was essentially running a spy ring. He elaborated on the situation when he was talking with Maria Bartiromo on her Sunday Futures program.
The chief of staff of all of our special operations was one of Robert O'Malley's network of Iran apologists. We know from emails that this woman was reporting back to the Iranian Foreign Ministry after she briefed members of Congress on their nuclear program. She has the highest clearances. She is still sitting there at field, essentially as an Iranian spy.
In light of the attack on Israel, the Robert Malley story may turn out to be, in the words of California Representative Darrell Issa, the worst State Department scandal since Alger Hiss. So this intelligence failure is one more thing congressional Republicans have to look into. How far did this go? How much influence? How deep were these tentacles? Waltz asked. And was it really a failure of collection, or was it people turning a blind eye, even those at the most senior levels? I wish I wasn't leaving you with more questions than answers, but unfortunately, that's the state of play right now. I hope we do find out more and find out soon. And when we do, I'll be here to break it down for you. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel below so you know when we put out videos. And be sure to check out my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com for daily updates. That's it for today. God bless you, and pray for Israel.